everybody. This is your girl Jasmine Taylor, and I'm about to vent. Now I don't want to seem crazy because I am a survivor from domestic violence.
Yeah.
But a lot of women provoke men.
Yeah.
A lot of women provoke women. Period.
I had this thing. I was recording a podcast, and shout out to Tahoe from So Shameless. I used domestic violence as an example for something.
Right.
And it wasn't to be vicious or or anything like that. But I think I was toying around with it rather lightly. You understand what I'm saying? Like, oh well, what if a dude hit you? And he was just like, we're not doing it. That shit is corny. He checked me like at the jump. And so like, there's a thing, and then he went to his own background, like him witnessing it. He said, I myself have done it. You understand what I'm saying? Right. And I've looked at myself like shit for doing it. And I've witnessed my mother being, you understand? So that's a thing. You have a son.
I'm so scared.
Had your son ever witnessed?
Unfortunately, I'm not proud of it. I pray on it every day that he stays the person he is. He'll be 5 in September.
So do you think he remembers?
I don't think. I know he remembers. People who have encounters with Elijah sees how bright he is. I'm not tooting my own horn. My son will be 5, but he's amazing.
He's not shy. I've met him once.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
Not shy.
He's not a shy.
He's the life of the party.
Exactly. Okay. But Elijah will be 5 when he was 2 years old. I had an audio recording in my phone of him like describing the fight that he saw with me and his dad. He just described it in full detail. He made the noises that I made when I was like trying to refrain. Like, it was sad. Even up till the beginning of this year, he and I haven't fought, but we had gotten into a situation, and that caused for the police to get involved. And once the police gets involved, ACS gets involved. So a worker had to speak to Elijah and ask Elijah questions.
Wow, okay.
They had to ask Elijah questions. And Elijah, he's very truthful. He knows how to articulate himself very well. So he said straight up, my mommy and daddy do not fight anymore, but when I was a baby, they did.
Oh, wow.
This is him being 4 years old.
Okay.
He'll be 5. So this is the beginning of the year, he said.
Okay.
He said this. So for him to say, my mommy and daddy don't fight anymore, but they have when I was a baby. I mean, when you were 4 years old, you remember things from then, right?
Yeah. That's where my earliest memories start. That's where my earliest.
That's where most of our memories stick with us between the ages of 3 and 5.
I used to live in Trinidad. I was living in Trinidad at 4. And that's where my memory begins. I can't remember no further back than 4, but I remember 4.
Exactly. Yeah. Same here. I remember 4 years old on. So for him to say that, once he said, like, even from him being 2 years old and him really saying, Daddy was, of course he was 2, so you couldn't really fully understand, but you can understand that he was describing a fight. Because he said, Daddy was dragging you by your hair, and he was like, like I wish I had the voice note, but he was very descriptive. And so at times that makes me feel like a failure in a way, because it's like, boys you guys look up to your mothers with like superwoman. You understand? You know, you guys look up to your mothers as superwoman. So for me to sit there and allow Elijah to witness what he has witnessed being so young, you know, it's like sometimes I beat myself up about it. I do. But because at the end of the day I try to refrain from him even experiencing anything that I had to experience in my life. I didn't experience domestic violence, but I experienced, like growing up, I didn't experience
You never witnessed domestic violence?
I never witnessed it. It wasn't in my house.
You think that's what might have had you ignore signs or red flags that you've never witnessed it?
Remember, domestic violence comes in different forms.
True, sir.
So I didn't experience domestic violence physically as a child.